On this whiteboard right here, I have the biggest mistakes skinny guys make that actually keep them skinny forever, okay? I used to fall in these mistakes, and that's what kept me stuck for 1.5 years at the same weight, not improving, not even getting muscular, okay? So I was just stuck, my body got stagnant, and actually improving those 5 mistakes and solving them was the reason I went from this to this in literally 1.5 years if you just calculate it exactly, you know? So let us get very straight into that. So the first mistake is doing stuff randomly with no base. What do I mean by that? So when I was back then, I used to go to the gym not knowing any fucking thing at all. Okay, like that's normal when you first started out. Like that's normal, you know. But after like 5 months, 6 months, I was still the same. I used to go to the gym not knowing what the workouts that I should do, not knowing what I did last week. Okay, like I used to forget everything, and I didn't have a plan, okay? I was just doing things randomly, wishing for results when there was no plan in place. No plan for nutrition, no plan for working out, no plan for the exercises. I didn't even have a good split at that point. I was literally just following splits I see online. Like, that's basically it. Whenever I see a split that's like, or someone tells you, like, this split got me jacked, like, I immediately changed that split, you know? So, this thing was literally the number one thing that was stopping me. And like once I had plan, once I was doing things and following them for a longer period of time, that's when I see results. If you keep constantly changing things, like don't even think about getting in a good shape. Okay, so number two is basically doing too much volume. Okay, so I remember still back then when I got into the gym, I was doing 4 sets of literally every single exercise, 4 sets of 10 to 12 reps. Why? Because I got told to. Like everyone online tells me to do that, you know, like do 4 sets of this, 4 sets of this, you know, like they brainwashed us all that you need more to actually see more results. When in reality, it's really the opposite, okay? Once I switched from doing to 4 sets to 2 to 3 sets per exercise, depends on what I want to focus on. I literally seen the most growth because at the end of the day, doing more isn't the fucking thing to get bigger. Okay, like that's what I realized. What really matters is the intensity of your workouts and how hard you are pushing, because you could be doing 4 sets of like 10 to 15 reps and without feeling anything at all, you know, like just going through the motion, while on the other side, if you just do 2 to 3 sets actually pushing hard and training to failure between the 6 to 8 rep ranges, like that would be crazy for your growth, you know, because you're actually breaking down muscle tissues and not just getting fatigued out of nowhere. If you do 10 to 15 reps, you're gonna get fatigued, even though like you're gonna build some muscle. But like if you compare the muscle you're building, the amount of fatigue you're actually like getting into and just making yourself tired so much, like it's not worth it. You could just do 6 to 8 reps and get the same or even better results, and just by pushing yourself harder and actually like getting yourself mentally strong, because when you push harder, you know, you just train until failure. Okay, so you're challenging your brain at that point, like fuck it, I can go more, fuck it, I can go harder, you know. That's very very amazing about it. Number three is not tracking calories. How many times have you heard people talking about this, like, bro, track calories, it's really important, it's really important, but at the end of the day you're still not doing it. Okay, I was the same. So for the first 1.2 years of me lifting, I'm just talking about everything on my backstory, you know, to show you that changing these is what got me the shape I am in right now. So everyone talks about tracking calories. As I said, for the first 1.5 years, I literally never touched a digital balance, or even downloaded a tracking app in my entire life. So after that, I saw so many people talking about tracking calories, like really, really, really deep. Okay, so I told myself, like, let me try this out. Maybe it's the reason why I'm not gaining weight at all. So, what actually got me like into tracking calories was me sticking at 55 kgs, being stuck at 55 kgs after 1 year of lifting. You know, like every single week I stepped on the scale to see if I gained weight or not, and I fucking didn't. Okay, sorry for the noise. So I even like even I was 55 kgs, or I was literally losing weight instead of gaining weight. Okay, and that pissed me off so much, but despite that I kept putting in the work. So after like a couple of weeks, after that, you know, like after that, okay, I just saw, as I said, videos of guys online speaking about tracking calories and stuff. So I said, like, let me give it a try, you know. And I literally downloaded the app. I asked my mom for a digital balance. She told me yes, we have one. And yeah, like it all started from there. I started tracking calories. Every single thing I eat, I put on the scale, I put the plate, I weigh the food, and just insert them into my fitness pal, you know. And literally after that, after the first week of that, I stepped on the scale. I saw 55.6 kgs. I still remember that very well. So I gained 600 grams, like 0.6 kgs in one single week. And I was like, holy shit, this shit actually works, you know. And from back then until now, I never looked back. You know, like I know that it was with tracking calories. The thing was tracking calories and not anything else. Not just eating more. It was literally tracking calories. Because here's the thing: most of you guys think you are eating enough. You are eating so much, but when you just break it down into calories and like track them, you're gonna realize that you're literally under eating. Because if you were actually eating enough as you're saying, you're gonna gain weight. Don't blame your genetics, don't blame your metabolism, don't blame anything. If you are eating fucking enough, you're gonna gain weight no matter what, no matter where you're from, no matter what your body looks like, no matter if your genetics are the worst in the world, you're gonna gain weight, okay? Because trust me, I don't think someone had worse genetics than I did, like literally, but I was still being able to make it, so why can't you? And how to track calories if you're asking and stuff. So you go to a website called calculator.net. You just insert your weight, height, everything inside. They ask you a couple of questions. They give you calories, okay, for weight gain. They give you three options: gain 0.25 kgs per week, gain 0.5 kgs per week, or gain 1 kg per week, okay? What you want to basically choose is gaining around 0.25 to 0.5 kg per week, because if you choose 1 kg, like you're gonna be gaining 4 kgs of like 4 kgs every single month, which is probably 90% of that just fat, you know, which we don't want, because we want a lean bulk and not dirty bulk. So you gotta choose like 0.25 to 0.5. That's the sweetest spot to gain the most amount of muscle with the least amount of fat, you know. So that's basically it. And then you just download an application called MyFitnessPal. That's what I personally use. I see it's the best and the easiest, so that's what I personally use. And you just like need a digital balance. Whatever you eat, you just wait on the scale, you insert it into MyFitnessPal, you search its name, you insert it, and literally that's it. Number 4 is chasing the shiny object syndrome. Okay, what is that? Like, what the fuck is that? Let me tell you. So you go into TikTok, you are scrolling and stuff, you have gym content and stuff. So you see one of the guys telling you this split, like what do they say exactly? Like my back day that makes my back look like this at 19 years old, okay? Or this is the workout split that got me from this to this, okay? They show you crazy transformation. So they tell you exactly like they are doing push-pull legs or upper lower or a bro split, okay? And they break down exercises and stuff. So you right here like get drooling, okay? So you start drooling, like bro, this I think this workout is the best. Like let me try it out, and like you try it for 1 to 2 weeks, and then you don't see results, and you say fuck it, this shit isn't working, okay? And you keep constantly doing that every single fucking time. You keep chasing things, you know, like whenever you see something shiny and someone saw results with that thing, you just chase it immediately and try it out, you know. Like that's killing your gains, because you are not even trying to progress in every single exercise, in every like in anything, you know. You'd like, let's say you did today bench press, okay, which I don't even advise you for growing your chest, but let's say you did bench press, like let's say you did 50 kgs for 8 reps, okay? The next week you also did 50 kgs for 9 reps, let's say, and that's good because you did progressive overload. But on the 3rd week you change the exercises, you know, and then you just change the bench press and you did another exercise, okay? So how the fuck in that way are you gonna still know that if you're actually improving and if your strength is getting up, if you are constantly changing exercises? You're not gonna know, because you are constantly changing exercises, like you're jumping from this to that to that to that to that. So like you are just always confused, you know, like you're always as if you're starting from the beginning with the weight and you don't know what you're doing. And like something very big in building muscle is that you have to do progressive overload. What do I mean by progressive overload? Is basically the ability to increase the weights or reps every single session. So you changing exercises constantly aren't gonna help you. Like you're not gonna know if you're actually got strong enough to increase the reps or the weight. Because if you didn't after 2-3 sessions, that means your recovery sucks, or your nutrition sucks, or you're not eating enough protein. Like it's one of these 3 things. So Yeah, that's it. Number 5 is neglecting protein and recovery. Okay, so most of you guys just, like, let's say you calculate how many calories you need and stuff, so all you just think about right now is calories. How the fuck I'm gonna hit the calories? So let me drink olive oil, let me drink shakes, let me do that, let me do this, let me do that. Like, you always eat things that are very very high in protein, even high in calories, even though they are low in protein, which at the end of the day you hit your calorie goal but you're still at 100 grams of protein, okay, or 90 grams of protein. Like, that's not how it works, because you hitting your calories without enough protein is gonna make sure that you're gonna gain fat and not muscle, okay. In the end of the day, muscle building requires the protein, so if you're not actually giving your body enough protein besides the calories, you're not gonna build as much muscle as you can, especially on a bulk, okay. So focus on your protein while hitting, sorry, your calories on the point also. So those two things, focus on them. And definitely carbs, okay, you have to be eating carbs so much for the energy and stuff. So I'd say 1 to 1.2 grams of protein per pound of body weight. So if you're 150 pounds or 140 pounds, you need 140 grams of protein, okay. So that's the sweetest spot. And about recovery, most of you guys just sleep at 1 a.m, 2 a.m, 12 a.m, and like sleep, if like, you either sleep less, okay, so like 4 to 5 hours every single night, or you just don't even sleep at all, okay. So, and that's killing your fucking gains. You staying up late, you not sleeping well, anywhere between 6 to 8 hours, this is killing your gains, because not sleeping, first of all, kills your test. Second of all, like, muscle is built in the recovery phase, not in the working out phase. So you just going to the gym, going through the motions, eating well, doing everything, doesn't guarantee that you're gonna build muscle, because at the end of the day, muscles grow when they are recovered, when they are resting, not when you just break them down and go hard on them, you know. So yeah, like, literally sleep 6 to 8 hours, sleep as early as you can. I personally sleep from 10 to 6 every single day, or from 10 to 5. I sleep around 6 to 8 hours every single night, not less than that. And yeah, because even if you sleep less, like, if it's not about the muscle building, it's about the performance in the gym, okay. So you're gonna realize that your performance is just getting down, or if you weren't sleeping and you're actually sleeping well, you're gonna realize that your performance got into the fucking groove. So that's basically was it. I hope you guys got something out of this, and yeah, that's it for the day. Have a nice day.